Hello guys and welcome to one more Play It Right. Today we're going to have a look at Highway to Hell by the Red Joker. Highway to Hell is a two-player game set in a chaotic post-apocalyptic society. It's the year 2054 and you're one of the patrollers given the task to preserve law and order in District 31 of Corkland. Your mission is to handle the many threats of the district and protect its surviving residents. Let's start right away and see how the game works. Note that what we have here is just a prototype, it's not the final version of the game. So during their patrol, a patroller will journey through 3 sectors. During their travels, a patroller must resolve various pursuits, shootouts or enforcements, and they will be able to get action cards, customize their vehicle and pick up passengers who may suggest additional missions. As a patroller, in order to win the game, you must try to finish your patrol in the least amount of time with the most pacification tokens. To set up the game, first each player chooses a patroller and a vehicle card and they place a speedometer token on it. Each patroller has a special ability giving them an advantage in certain situations. Each patroller also has 2 unique special power cards which can be used only once during the game. Players choose which of the district headquarter cards to use for this game, and they can choose between different difficulty levels, easy, normal, or hard. You then shuffle the sector cards and place them in a deck on one side of the playing area. Sector cards mark stops that the patrollers must make along their route during their patrol before they head to the district headquarters. You also shuffle the modification cards and place them on the table together with the 7 dice and the time, pacification and enemy cards. You then place the pursuit, shootout and enforcement trial cards in 3 separate decks between the 2 players. Trial cards represent the various adventures that the patrollers encounter, and we will see them in more detail in a bit. Last, you shuffle the action cards. Each player draws 1 and places it in a line face up next to the deck until there are 5 cards in total, which will be the store. And now you're done with the setup of the game. The vehicles are the nerve center of the patrollers' adventures. As you can see, each vehicle has a modification slot in which to equip various modification cards and a passenger seat to carry passenger cards, both of which may provide some modifier that will be helpful with the resolution of a patroller's trials. Passengers are characters that the patrollers may pick up while traveling through a sector or as a reward for succeeding an enforcement trial. Now let's see what happens in a turn. First, each patroller draws 1 sector card and places it in front of them. Starting with the first patroller, each patroller adjusts their speedometer token to their chosen speed for this turn among slow, cruising or high. A patroller's chosen speed will determine the nature of the trials they encounter while patrolling the current sector and the hours spent doing so. Patrollers draw different combinations of trial cards to form their trial deck and take time cards based on their chosen speed. If they choose slow speed, for example, they draw 2 enforcement trial cards and up to 2 trial cards from either the pursuit or shootout decks. Alternatively, patrollers may draw 1 card from both decks, and this patrol takes 3 hours. On the high speed, they draw 2 pursuit trial cards. A patroller may also choose to draw 1 shootout trial card, and this patrol takes 1 hour. For cruising speed, they take 1 trial card from each category. Players shuffle their trial cards and place them in a face-down deck on their sector card. Starting with the first patroller, the players reveal the top card from their trial deck and resolve it. Play then alternates back and forth between the patrollers until both of their trial decks have been exhausted. Let's see an example of a trial. We've got this pursuit trial, Dangerous Anarchist. As in most trials, the players compete against each other. Here's the number of dice the patroller rolls, 4 in this case, and this is the speed score that the patroller needs to exceed by rolling these symbols. The opponent rolls 5 dice, as many times as they choose to, totaling the speed points they accrue. This is 1 speed point, this is no speed points, and this one yields 1 breakdown token. 3 of those breakdown tokens, you lose all the speed points you accrued so far, and you have to stop rolling. So, if the opponent gathered 2 speed points without their car breaking down, this is added to the total speed score the patroller has to beat. If the patroller manages, they place the completed trial card in their Trials 1 discard pile and immediately receives the corresponding pacification point card reward. If the patroller fails to resolve a trial, they place the completed trial card in their Trials Lost discard pile. They do not suffer the penalties for failing trial cards until they have completed an entire patrol of a sector, when they must suffer the defeat effects noted on the sector card. These penalties can range from drawing additional time or enemy cards to discarding pacification points or modification cards. The pursuit trials are generally of moderate difficulty. They're a bit easier than the shootout trials and harder than the enforcement ones, but the latter can give more rewards when successfully completed. Now, if I completed all my trials of the sector, in this case Route 66, I draw 2 action cards from the deck, keeping one and replacing the other at the bottom of the deck. They draw a passenger card from the deck of their choice, and then, in turn order, they choose 1 action card from the store. If they have successfully completed at least 1 enforcement trial, they get a modification card and they become the first patroller. If they failed at least 1 shootout trial, they draw 1 enemy card. Players then repeat the same sequence for a second sector card, and after that is completed, for a third sector card, they use the district headquarters card. That card indicates the maximum time patrollers have to complete their patrol. If a patroller completes their patrol but exceeds the district headquarters card's time limit, they suffer an overtime penalty to their pacification points. Upon reaching the district headquarters, each patroller's pacification points are totaled to determine the winner. The patroller with the most points wins the game. So that was Highway to Hell. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the game.